January. January is at an end, and that means only one thing: a look ahead. A look ahead into the month of February, Valentine's month, and take a look at what releases are in store for us in the way of physical media, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. But like I said before, I'm going to be looking at some of the releases from other territories as well. Anything that I consider to be significant. So let's get into it. So yes, 1 month down. Can you believe it? Tempus fugit. Time flies, as the Greeks would say. Where does the time go? It certainly does. So yeah, I do this on a monthly basis. I take a look at what's out, and I don't cover everything because there is a lot of releases. I just cover what I consider to be significant, ones that I might be interested in or definitely not interested in. Ones that I plan on possibly getting and maybe not getting, and the reasons why, etc. So let us begin without any further ado. So first of all, February the 5th, the first release day of February for us here in the UK, and I'm glad to say that there's nothing out for me. Yes, that's a good start to the month, but what is out? That's the question. So, the TV series Das Boot, based upon the Wolfgang Petersen movie, the German film, season 4. Season 4 gets a release. Now, I'm a big fan of submarine and World War II movies. Why am I not watching this series? There's a question to be posed to me. Is it something that I should start to watch? Very probably. So, it's gone for 4 seasons, which is astonishing, astounding, staggering. I know nothing about it really beyond that it's based upon. So I might actually look for season 1 and give it a go. Why not? Then we have a movie called Inside. 2007 release. This is came out in 2007. I've got no idea what this movie is, but I think it looks like it's getting a special edition release. Anyone enlighten me as to what this movie is? Is it good? Are you getting it? Let me know in the comments down below. And Jamie Dornan, 50 Shades of Grey, Jamie Dornan, The Tourist. This is the TV series. Apparently season 2 is released today, plus a season 1 and season 2 box set. I've got no idea what this TV series is or what it's about. So again, that's not for me. So, jumping over to America. This same week, there's one significant 4K release, or insignificant 4K release, whatever way you want to look at it. It's a movie from 2005, and it's a movie that I'm questioning, why are you releasing this on 4K? Does it need the 4K treatment? I have the Blu-ray here, and it's Kristanna Loken in the movie Blood Rain, directed by Uwe Boll. Yes, fantastic director. He is too. That's sarcasm, people, if you don't read sarcasm. So, it's based upon a game that I've never played. The film had 2 sequels, Blood Rain 2 and Blood Rain 3. I can't remember the titles of those Blood Rain films, but they do exist. There. They do indeed exist. Now, they were films that I had in my maybe pile to dispose of, to get rid of. However, I find it difficult to rid myself of films that I've bought from other territories. For some reason, I don't know why. And the Blood Rain ones are still in doubt. I do have a huge stack beside me, though, of movies that I am getting rid of. All those there. From my culling videos, yes, if you haven't seen my culling videos, go and check them out. There's one every 2 weeks. I'm doing it shelf by shelf. Let's move on. So that was Blood Rain. That is actually out on February the 6th in the United States. Now we jump to let's jump to February the 12th here in the UK. And from Arrow, we are getting a 4K release of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This is the 1978 movie, the one starring Donald Sutherland. You know, the one where at the end he's like that. I'm intrigued to see what that's like on 4K. It may be one that I actually pick up. It's certainly a film that I enjoy. It's a film that I used to watch as a young lad, and it had a lasting impact, shall we say. I think it did on a lot of people, and like I said, that's from Arrow Video. Then we get Alligator 1 and 2 now from 101 Films. Now, I know I mentioned Alligator 1 and 2 last month. The release date was pushed back into February, so that's the reason why it is now on this day. Hopefully we will get it. And then also we get Footloose. Footloose, Kevin Bacon, classic film, good music, 4K steelbook, and I will say that the steelbook release of this looks lovely. It really looks like a really nicely designed steelbook, and it's certainly one that is on the cards for me to get. It's a classic film, isn't it? You know. But then in America, February the 13th, because obviously we have releases on a Monday. America, they're on a Tuesday, and there's a wealth of stuff on this day. First up on Blu-ray, Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, Jack Black. This is it's a good film. I used to enjoy this film back in the day. I've not seen it for a long time, a considerably long time, and yeah, a Blu-ray release for that. If it came out in this country, I won't import it. If it came out in this country, I would very likely pick it up. I'll say that. And then we have the Marvels. Yes, the 2023 latest Marvel movie. We'll talk about that in a bit when it comes round to our release date of it. But yeah, the Marvels is getting a release. Brie Larson. Yes. That is a name, isn't it? Brie Larson. Is that a name? Why am I sitting here questioning if that's a name? I think it is. On this day, America also gets that Footloose release. So there's no real need to talk about that one because we've spoke about it ourselves for our release the day before. Willy's Wonderland. The Nicolas Cage film. Five Nights at Freddy's. Done better. The Nicolas Cage movie has a 4K release. This kind of thing annoys me in a sense because it's not an old film. And everyone who would have wanted it has probably bought it on Blu-ray, and now, not a year later, or 2 years, I don't know how long it's been, but it feels like time is a small amount of time. It's been, you know, if you want to upgrade, you're forced to upgrade. Give us, when it's a new film like that, give us the choice at release. More recently, we had Violent Night and Megan. And I know that the window between those two was far smaller than what it is for Willy's Wonderland, but come on, you know you're releasing this film. Give it the bloody 4K at the same time as the Blu-ray. But there we go. So, yeah, I'm happy with my Blu-ray release of it. It's a good film, I enjoyed it, but I won't upgrade it. I can't upgrade everything, it gets silly. Walking Dead as a release. Obviously, the new Walking Dead series is starting. The Rick, we finally find out what happened to Rick, and Michonne. It was going to be movies, but now it's like, I think it's a 6-episode series, which is essentially 3 movies, because the movies would probably have been about 90 minutes a piece anyway, so they're just broken down into TV land time. So, but yeah, Walking Dead, we get Daryl Dixon, the Daryl Dixon series, and that's got a steelbook as well. Now I do have the steelbook on pre-order. I don't know why, because I don't have any of the other Walking Deads in steelbook. I just have standard releases for them. I did enjoy the Daryl Dixon show. I thought I was looking forward more to the Negan one, Dead City, which I do have. Yes, I do have that, but the Daryl Dixon one was better than that one. I liked the change of location to being, abroad, to being set in France. I think it gave a nice visual a distinct visual difference to it than what the other series have had, and it looked good. It looked good. Yeah, roll on season 2. Hypnotic. This is the film starring Ben Affleck. That's getting a Blu-ray release over stateside. Remember, this is stateside we're talking about. And then there's a 4K release for Ticket to Paradise. George Clooney and Julia Roberts. And I really enjoyed this film. I had a lot of fun with this film. However, I don't feel the need. I don't feel it needs a 4K release, but you know, it's there for you as a choice, which is always a good thing. Absolutely. So, jump in to wherever we're at now. I'm all over the place with this month. Jump into February the 19th. Here in the UK again now. We have a steelbook for Doctor Who and the Daleks. This is that Doctor Who that was screened on wherever it was screened, and it was in colour. It'd been turned to colour. Nice steelbook with a Dalek on. I'm tempted. I'll say that I'm tempted. That's all I can say for that one. Time will tell. Let me just see what the dog's chewing on. Now, this is our release day for The Marvels. Yes, the MCU movie starring Brie Larson. The sequel to Captain Marvel. This wasn't a great film. It wasn't at all. Unfortunately, for viewers, you really need to have seen both WandaVision and Miss Marvel TV shows to get into this film. In fact, this film for me would have worked better if they'd screened it on Disney Plus as a Disney Plus special or as a mini-series. It doesn't feel like a cinematic movie, a Marvel cinematic movie. And this is some of the problem with the streaming stuff, is that, you know, that looks good enough in itself. Okay, She-Hulk aside, She-Hulk herself didn't look too great, but there we go, that's another story. Now with this one, obviously you got Blu-ray, you got DVD, you got 4K, you've got a steelbook. I want to get the film because I'm a completist with Marvel. That goes without saying, because of the comic book collector in me. But even now, you know, I have steelbooks for all of the Marvel films prior to this, and I don't want this steelbook. I do not want this steelbook. So I much prefer the cover design to the 4K release. So that's the way that standard 4K, and that's the way I'm going to go with this movie. And whether that is something that I wait till I can pick up in a sale or pick up at release remains to be seen. We'll see what other releases are around it for the month, and how much money I've got and that sort of thing, and the judgment for it will come out of that. We then have Five Nights at Freddy's steelbook being released. I didn't like the film, so it's not for me. I know other people did, and if you got something out of it, that's fantastic. It's all subjective, isn't it? But for me, it didn't work. Like I said, it made me want to watch Willy's Wonderland again, which I think done the concept far better. So there we have that. Then we have a 4K for Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2 and 3 release. The 3 films. Obviously, Beverly Hills Cop 4 is on the horizon. Is it just... It's a streaming film, isn't it? Is it Netflix? I can't remember where it's... But that would be nice to see Axel Foley back. I can't fault that. But I have a release where all 3 of them are together on Blu-ray. So, again, no requirement to upgrade that film series. But although I just want to give a little mention to Indicator. Indicator have a few films out this week. Geronimo, A Time for Dying, and The Big Gun Down. If you're a Western fan, you have those films there to choose from. So that's February the 19th. Now, in America, over in America, for you importers, I do import myself actually, but there we go. So we have a few 4K upgrade films being released. We have Darkman, the Sam Raimi movie starring Liam Neeson. Yes, Sam Raimi's superhero-esque epic movie. That spawned 2 sequels. The dog's run off with something. Damn him. The dog has turned into a right cheeky little sod stealing stuff at the moment. He's just had a cut. Come here. Show people. Oh, he's just had his first... oh my god, full cut. So he can actually see now. His eyes are... Who's that? Who's that over there? Who's that? His eyes are... Well, you can see. You can see, can't you? Yes, I know. I love you too. There we go. Ooh, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Oh, no, you're a cheeky boy. Now go stop being cheeky. So anyway, where was I at? Darkman, 4K release. There's a steelbook available for it. It's the one where it says I am Darkman. You've got the image behind, which to be honest I don't particularly like. I'd rather have the poster on the front, but I do have the Blu-ray steelbook for this film and a Blu-ray Amaray set that contains 3 movies. And the Blu-ray, I have a book, a comic book. It's French. It's all in French, and it has all 6 issues of Darkman versus the Army of Darkness, and the 3 films are contained in that as well. So I don't... 4K upgrade. I'm not going to import it. I would be intrigued by a 4K upgrade, but I'll wait and see what others say about how good it looks, and I may wait to see if we get it released over here, and a standard edition would be fine at this juncture. Brody. Oh, I might have to lock him out of here. Anyway, then we have Leviathan from 1989, 4K release. Leviathan being the Peter Weller movie. Again, film I have on Blu-ray. I don't feel the need to upgrade Leviathan. And same for the next one. Brawl in Cell Block 99, starring Vince Vaughn, gets a 4K release as well. They really are pumping out these 4K upgrades. They really are trying to push the 4K. 4K's never taken off like Blu-ray did, so it's more of a niche group of individuals collecting 4K, if that makes sense. It's a smaller demographic buying 4Ks, but they really are targeting that demographic to make their money now. And I'm not going to fall for the continued upgrade. I've upgraded from VHS to DVD. I've upgraded from DVD into Blu-ray. I'm now upgrading from Blu-ray into 4K. And there comes a time when you've got to say, we can't get all of this. It's throwing good money after bad, so to speak. But anyway, that doesn't mean I'm not going to upgrade some stuff. Of course I am. So where was we at now? Now we're at February the 26th. February the 26th. And yes. Oh, busy week. 1957's Paths of Glory, 4K release. Not one from me. But fantastic. Contagion. The movie Contagion. The one that had a revived interest around the pandemic. It's got a 4K steelbook coming. It's yellow. It's got all names on the front, like city names, country names, and so that's one there. But again, I've got the film on Blu-ray. Not gonna upgrade. Now, do you remember that Hellraiser release that we got a little while ago? Really nice, thick box, all the stuff in, 4Ks and that sort of thing. That Tetralogy, was it called? Well, anyway, that Hellraiser Tetralogy is getting a sort of standard release, shall we say, a standard. Cheaper version, not so bumped up and glorified for people to pick up. So if you didn't get it then because of the cost, which I completely understand, you can go for this option now. Thanksgiving, the horror film, Eli Roth, I believe. This is based on a trailer from the Grindhouse films, Planet Terror, that sat between those, and Death Proof. I've still yet to watch this film. Is it any good? Anyone? Tell me. I'm intrigued by it, but I'll watch it before any other consideration is done. And then we have American Werewolf in Paris, the sequel to An American Werewolf in London. Classic film, the first one. American Werewolf in Paris is a film that I've seen back in the day. I think it was released by Entertainment in Video at the time, when it was VHS. I may be wrong. I'm intrigued to watch it again. Let's just say that. It's kind of renewed it in my mind, and I'm thinking, oh, I want to give that one a go again. It's probably dross, but I want to give it a go. Then we get Sharknado 1 to 6 in a box set of or release with all 6 of them in. Right there. Obviously, the Sharknado films, love them or hate them, they're there. There's 6 of them. I do have steelbooks for each of them, plus a couple of and another steelbook for the first one, and a 4K release for the first one. There we go. Shoot me. Then we get Lone Star, 1996, movie called Lone Star. It gets its release. Yes, so that's that one. Now, I'll come to these in a minute, right? I'll come to these, but let's go to America for February the 26th. Okay, Hollow Man, Paul Verhoeven movie, wasn't it? Starring Kevin Bacon. I like Kevin Bacon a lot. It's getting a steelbook release. That's good. In America, Wonka 4K, or the Wonka release comes out, 4K Blu-ray, all that sort of stuff. Steelbook, yep. Now, Wonka is a film that I recently watched, and I loved it. I thought it was really good, and I'm definitely going to get a steelbook for it upon our release here in the UK, 4K as well. It was a wonderfully delightful movie, I thought. Yeah, it was very good. Timothée Chalamet was great in it. It was just all round a really good film. There we go. Dragonheart, Dennis Quaid, Sean Connery voicing Draco the Dragon, 4K release. That's the intriguing concept. I like Dragonheart. There was 5 of them as well, 5 films. But yeah, so Dragonheart 4K. If you like the movie Dragon, what was that? Was that 1996, something like that? I believe that film was. And then we get the final season of Fear the Walking Dead on Blu-ray in America. So when we get the UK release of that, most certainly I would be picking it up, because I do have the whole range of Walking Dead TV show. I did read all the comics. I was reading the comics before the TV show came about. And I did read all the comics from beginning to the end, so I'm very much invested in the world of The Walking Dead in that sense. Good or bad, I'm there all the way through it, although it had a negative impact for me on The Last of Us. In that Last of Us, I just felt like I was watching a Walking Dead ripoff. There we go. Anyway, and then we have, in America, we have a documentary, Never Surrender. It's a Galaxy Quest documentary about Galaxy Quest TV show. So I like these documentaries that are retrospective, because with retrospect comes honesty, comes a look at the film that you wouldn't have got at the time of release, because at the time of the release all your documentaries and that used to get released to films are just puff pieces trying to sell the films. They're just adverts for the movies. But when you get a retrospective, time has passed, people are more honest about what went on with the making, the good, the bad, all this sort of thing, the headaches, and they're far more intriguing to watch. So definitely one that I'll be interested in watching at some point. Now, this month in Germany, we get Retribution in 4K Blu-ray. Retribution is what's that? It's Liam Neeson, isn't it? I think he makes, he's. I thought he was stopping with the action movies. I thought he said he was retiring from them. Obviously, money speaks, doesn't it? February 29th in Germany, we see the release of the Supergirl media books, the Blu-ray media books for Supergirl. Yeah, you'd think that me being a comic book collector that I'd jump on board them, but no, I do have Supergirl on Blu-ray. It has both the cuts in it. I think the extended cut is only a DVD cut. I still have my DVD release for Supergirl in the US black box that was numbered, low numbered release. I don't want to get a media book for it. I don't feel the need to. I watched Supergirl recently on Gareth's channel, Video Tasters. We've done a watch through of the movie. It was difficult to say the least. It was a hard watch. It's not a great film. It's got a good soundtrack. I'll say that to it. And I like Helen Slater as Supergirl. I thought she was great, but the film itself is just, it's questionable at best. And then to wrap things up, let's talk about France and this 4K steelbook of Fifth Element, which has Milla Jovovich front and centre. I have 2 steelbooks for Fifth Element already in 4K. But it's a nice steelbook. I quite like this steelbook. It's you know, it's nice to say the least. So anyway, so that's just a sort of snapshot at February and the releases that are coming out and what intrigue me, what I won't get, the reasons why, etc. Obviously, you know, I think that the 4K release thing is getting silly now. I think that companies are taking the mick at times, like I said, with the Willy's Wonderland 4K, most definitely with what they did with Megan and Violent Night. I think that's just abhorrent that they didn't release them at the same time, for people to have that choice then. And so there's a very sort of manipulative kind of release strategy going on to try and get as much out of you as possible. Now, when it's an older film, getting a 4K upgrade, I completely understand. But when it's a newer film that gets a release, then a year later you get a 4K, you know, no, there's no reason why you couldn't have released them at the same time. We're in the world of 4K now. It's not like it's an afterthought, so to speak. Something you could have done there and then. But when you're talking about older films from 10 years ago that never got a 4K or something, and now they're being upgraded to 4K, I completely understand. But the choices of 4Ks being done are rather questionable at best, some of these films. You know, Blood Rain, as an example. I don't know if they're just licensing the film and because it's cheap to license it and then push a 4K out to try and make money, or whether there's a genuine sort of love of the film that requires a 4K. Has the film got a following? I'm so sure it has by a few people, but does it warrant a 4K? These are the questions that are posed to me in my head. But there we go. Anyway, so that's a look ahead for the month of February. And so let me know in the comments down below what you plan on getting, if anything. Maybe nothing. Whether it's on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, Steelbook, Special Edition, all releases are valid. You know, if you're a DVD collector, that's fantastic. You're still helping keep physical media alive. If you just go for Blu-rays, again, fantastic. It doesn't matter what you collect. It's about collecting and enjoying these films however you enjoy them. So, yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And obviously, in about a month's time, towards the end of February, we'll be back looking into the month of March. And I'll be saying, doesn't time fly? Where has February gone? There we go. So I'll see you on the next one. Take care all, and goodbye.